students, welcome back. So we were discussing about the rate of reaction, like how it is affected by the temperature. Fine. So we have seen different aspects of that. First we have seen the most probable kinetic energy, and then we have seen what is activation energy. Now today we'll talk about the mathematical aspect, that is Arrhenius equation. See, this is the mathematical relation between rate of reaction and temperature. So let's see. So Arrhenius has, you can say that he has given the equation that relates the rate of a reaction with the temperature. So according to Arrhenius, rate is directly proportional to exponential of EA by RT. Fine. And when you will remove this proportionality sign, we'll get R is equal to A EA by RT. Now let's understand the terms. R, we know that it's a reaction rate, where A is the Arrhenius constant, or you can say frequency or collision factor. Then this is totally known as exponential factor. Fine. Where in that EA is activation energy. We have discussed this. And T is temperature, we all know. And then R is gas constant. Fine. So this is the Arrhenius equation which relates the rate of a reaction with the temperature. Now let's modify this equation by modifying. How to modify now? We know that the rate of reaction is directly proportional to K. So can we write K is equal to A e raised to the power minus EA by RT. Fine. Now taking log on both the sides, what you will get then? ln K is equal to ln A, then minus EA by RT, whatever will be there in power, that will come here in front of that coefficient, ln E. And we know that ln E is equal to 1. Fine. So this is ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT. This will become 1. So this is the equation. Now this we can change into the natural, that is this is natural logarithm, we'll convert it into the base 10, to base 10. So we need to utilize a factor of 2.303, so log K log A minus EA by 2.303 RT. Fine. And just try to write in this form, is equal to minus EA upon me 2.303 RT log A plus log A. Now compare this equation with a straight line so that we can plot a graph, and we'll come to know what is the line slope and intercept. So y is here this, and then 1 by t we have to take. One by t is x, then slope is this, and intercept is this. So let's see the nature of the graph. Let's plot the graph between log A versus 1 by t. It is not passing through origin, its intercept is not 0 and slope is negative, that's why it is downward. And this is the slope minus EA upon me 2.303 R. This is very important, and this is the intercept, that is log E. So this is the straight line graph for the Arrhenius equation. Now we have to use the equation at two different temperatures. Okay, so let's consider Arrhenius equation at two different temperature, as what we are studying, temperature effect. So let's write log K1, two different rate constant, log A, it is a constant, will remain same, minus EA upon me 2.303 RT1. Then for the different temperature, let's T2, it will K2 log A minus EA upon me 2.303 RT2. Fine. Then you have to subtract the equation first from the second. Okay. So subtract it. Log K2 minus log K1 is equal to log A minus log A, then minus EA upon me 2.303 RT2, minus will become plus EA upon me 2.303 RT1. Yes, we will get this because we have subtracted. Subtract second from 1. Then modify, what you will get? Modified. This will be, when we know, apply the formula for log, this will come in denominator, log K2 by K1, as it is minus. If it is a plus, then it will come in multiplication, so it will come in division. This will get cancelled out. Taking common, EA upon me 2.303 R. Fine, in bracket 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. This is one of the form, and then further you will solve this. What you will get then? Log K2 by K1 is equal to EA upon 2.303 R T2 minus T1 T2. So this is the equation which is used, you have to use for solving numericals, and it's very important. Always 3 marker question will come in exam. 3 marker every time. It's very important. You just go through the CBSE previous year papers, you will find this question is, you can say many a times this question has come in the exam. Fine. So this is about the Arrhenius equation at two different temperature. At one particular temperature is not having that much significance. This is the equation that we have to use for solving the numerical. So now let's take one numerical. Let's solve it. Okay, let's take this one. The rate constant for a first order reaction. Okay, so we have to use this equation. The rate constant for a first order reaction rate constant for a first order reaction becomes 6 times when the temperature is raised from raised from 350 Kelvin to 400 Kelvin. Calculate EA for the reaction. So this is given. Now just write down the given values first. what is given? T1 is given 350. If suppose temperature is given in degree Celsius, then you have to convert in degree, that Kelvin. Sorry, not degree Kelvin, it's Kelvin only. Then T2 is given 400. What else is required? R you know, 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. Yes, because it's energy, so we'll be using joules per Kelvin per mole. Then they are saying rate constant for a first order reaction become 6 times. It means K2 by K1 is equal to 6. Because it is becoming 6 times, as suppose if 1 is K1, then the second is 6 times of that. So that way K2 is equal to 6K1. So this is given. Now you just substitute in the formula. What's the formula? Log K2 by K1 is equal to EA upon 2.303 R bracket T2 minus T1, T1, T2. Substitute log 6, EA you have to calculate 2.303 into 8.314, T2 is 400, 350, 400 into 350. Fine. When you will solve this, then what you will get? Let's further modify this. We will get log 6 value is 0.77815. 0.77815 is the value of log 6. EA into 50 divided by 2.303 into 8.314 into 400 into 350. Fine. You just solve this, you will get EA. That is coming out to be 41718 joules per mole. 41718 joules per mole. But you have to report in kilojoules, standard form 41.718 kilojoules per mole. Just divided by 1000, you will get 41.718. So in this way you have to solve the numericals. Fine. It's very simple. Just whatever the times is given, that only log you have to take it here. So you can solve any numerical based on this formula. It's very simple. Only the thing is that calculation is part is little bit, you can say, complicated. Fine. Otherwise it's simple. Now let's talk about the last part of this chapter, that is collision theory. Collision theory. So only the elementary idea is there in your syllabus. Fine. Quantitative part is not there, only elementary idea, because whatever we have discussed till now regarding this temperature effect on the rate of reaction is totally based on this theory of the collision. Because every time we are talking about collision, effective collision, rate of collision and so on. So where these collisions are coming. So it's all totally about collision theory. So let's talk about this theory. What is collision theory actually? Now we have seen whenever reacting molecules are taking part in the reaction. Whenever reacting molecules they are taking part in the reaction, it means they have to come closer to each other or they have to collide with one another. Fine. So this is known as collision theory, or you can say the basic concept of collision theory. So according to this, the reacting species taking part in reaction to form products. The reacting species taking part in reaction to form products must come closer to each other or collide with one another. This is known as collision theory of reaction. Collision theory of reaction. Now, the number of collisions taking part in reaction per second per unit time represents collision frequency. As you know what is frequency, number of seconds, number of cycles or number of anything, whatever we are discussing per second, that is frequency. So, a number of collisions per second per unit volume, which is represented by capital Z. Fine. Now, whatever the collisions are taking place, we have seen that collisions has to be effective. If collisions are not effective, because all the reacting species, they are taking part in the reaction, but if they are not colliding, the collision is not taking place, it is not proper, it is not effective, then it will not lead to the formation of products. So you can say there is no use if they are colliding, it is meaningless. Fine. So while for forming the product, they need to come, or they have to, you can say, cross the two barriers. Okay, formation of products depends upon two factors or barriers. That is, first is energy barrier, and the second is orientation barrier. Now, what is energy barrier? That we have seen in terms of that minimum energy is required for the formation of the product. In terms of E naught, we have seen E naught, that is threshold energy. Energy is required. Then only the, you can say, product will form. Yes, fruitful collision will take place, or you can say that fruitful collisions should possess energy equal to E naught or more than this, which is sometimes also called activation energy, more than that. Fine. So this is energy barrier that reactant species has to overcome. And second is the orientation factor. Let's see that. What is orientation factor? Orientation barrier. Orientation barrier. Now this is related to the, you can say, how arrangement of the atoms, you can say. Fine. So this is about the arrangement of the atoms, that how the atoms they are arranged in space, or how they are coming or colliding with one another. Fine. So let's see. If I take the reaction Cu plus NO2 gives you what? CO2 plus NO. Fine. So now see, in this particular reaction, carbon has to, see the product, C is with oxygen. So you can say carbon from CO and oxygen from NO2 is required. Then only the carbon dioxide will form. Otherwise the product will not form. It means they have to be proper oriented. Proper orientation is required. Fine. So let's see what kind of arrangements are possible. If these two atoms, basically orientation is with respect to that atom, they should face each other. So we can write it here that atoms should face each other for proper orientation. Fine. So let's see. So this is the condition, then only it will meet, otherwise it will not lead to the formation of product. So what are the different possibilities? Say that these are the different possibilities. Here CO, CO, OC. Let's see. Here O, N, O, N, O, O. Fine. Then O, N, like this. So let's see what we want. C from the CO and N from the NO2. So C from the CO and N from the NO2. Okay. Let's consider this. Suppose these are the different possibilities. So here you can say effective orientation is not there. So this is not proper. Here it's not proper. Here oxygen from the NO2 is required. Okay, so let's change it. Sorry. Fine. So oxygen from the NO2. So this is proper orientation. As they have to face each other. So this is, you can say, they are facing each other. Oxygen from NO2 and C from this. Here oxygen is coming, nitrogen is coming. Oxygen is coming, oxygen is coming. So it's not correct. Fine. So this is all about the possibilities. So you can see that atoms which are taking part in the reaction, which are leading to the formation of product, they should face. If the orientation is not proper, then it will not lead to the formation of product. Although you can say that if we consider out of the two factors, what is which is more dominating, orientation or energy? See, if orientation is proper but energy is not available, then it's also of no use. Energy factor and orientation factor. See, you can say if orientation is proper but energy E0 is not sufficient. E is not sufficient but orientation is proper, then no product formation. So you can say that energy factor is dominating over orientation. So this is about the collision theory, that collision must be effective and they should possess minimum amount of energy so that the activated complex gets formed and it will lead to the formation of the particular product. So if energy is not sufficient but proper orientation is there, then also it's of no use, no product will get formed. But if both are proper, then only the product will form. See, if energy is there, orientation is not proper, then also product will not form. If both are proper, then only the product will form. You can say that if both will fulfill the criteria for the reaction, then only the reaction will take place. Fine, now let's see its relation. But that is not in your syllabus, so but that will, you can say, help you in that competitive exam. Only in NCERT elementary idea is there, that I have given you the elementary idea. So let's see the relationship between the frequency, collision frequency and reaction rate. Reaction rate. So reaction rate in terms of that is dx by dt is equal to what? It's a product of frequency and F. Now what is F here? Here F is the fraction of the molecules whose collisions are effective. F represents the fraction of molecules whose collisions are effective. Fine. So that is F, and Z you know it's the collision frequency. Now this F is at a particular temperature is minus EA, e raised to the power minus EA by RT. And in some cases you can say, sorry, if it is E you can say E naught. In some cases E naught you can say it is equal to EA only. So F is equal to what? E minus EA by RT. And as we know that rate is directly proportional to rate constant, so can we write that K is equal to this? We'll substitute the value. K is the product of Z into F. So K is what? Z into e raised to the power minus EA by RT. This is the only factor which is coming in that Arrhenius equation. So this is only, you can say, basic for that. And finally, we modify by multiplying with the P, that is orientation factor. So this is the mathematical aspect of collision theory, where P represents orientation factor. So K depends upon both these factors. Fine, and K you know it's a rate constant. So this is all about the kinetics, chemical kinetics, that we have seen that two different factors, that concentration and the rate of the reaction, or that is temperature, how it is affecting the rate of the reaction. So this is a mathematical form. It's very simple. You can easily learn this, and because all the things are coming from here only, whatever we have used in our Arrhenius equation, that has come from here only, collision theory. Fine. So this is all about the kinetics. I hope it's clear to everyone till here. If we have completed the kinetics, now next time we'll start with the new chapter. Fine. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.